welcome to another episode of City Building Saturdays. We are here on episode number 346 of the series. To appreciate everyone who has come out. Hope that your guys' time zone, whatever your guys' time zone is most wunderbar. A little tongue tied there. So yeah, on the agenda for today, we are going to be having some more fun with hopefully finishing off Pharaoh Cleopatra. Getting the I didn't sleep well, but I knew I needed to stream. But anyway, hopefully we will be able to go and finish off Pharaoh Cleopatra this episode because, of course, we're on the last two. Going to be doing hopefully those last two missions. Already started on Pharaoh Cleopatra's Alexandria. Doing that, so hopefully we'll be able to get that done, and then of course move on to the shenanigans of Actium. So, yes, that will be a thing. And, like I said, I didn't sleep too well, but it is what it is. So, and yeah. So let's see here. I keep thinking, for whatever reason, I keep thinking about Diggy Diggy Hole, partly because, of course, I have been doing some Minecraft stuff and all that jazz. So, let's see here. Go ahead here. Let me get to, before I go deep diving into the two versions of the two versions of Diggy Diggy Hole done by Yogscast and Clamave de Profundis. All right, go and hit that. Game. I did get rid of the Actium missions, but I held on to all of the Cleopatra's Alexandria missions. So as that, or at least the saves we got, so as that we can be able to thusly go through. Just a second here. Well, I am recalling this. Let's see. Diggy Diggy Hole 1 and 2, and then of course, for me, Clamave de Profundis's cover of Diggy Diggy Hole was the first version that I ever heard. There's the Clamave version. Then here is Yogscast song version. Then DDH2 is the third link. Boom. All right. All right. So let's see here. taking a look. See here. Like I said, if we can, depending on how we manage to get stuff done, if we can, I'd really like to be able to use this large area here to use for stuff. I know I'm wasting demons, but essentially we'll have the money, so let's go ahead here. I'm going to put up some plaza there. For this will hold pottery. We'll just set them to accepting the beer, linen, luxury goods. Can I put a granary right here? Rats. What about here? Yep, right there will do. Like that. Wanted to do it like that. There we go. Duh. The employee search a dude to move, and I still cut in too soon. I'm going to put in a road like that. Road block it off. So this guy, we will have him get grain. This guy, we will have him get fish. And the other guy here, we'll have him accept chickpeas and game meat. All right. Short on workers still, but that's okay. Put on some plaza right in here. Speed up the game. There we go. Go ahead and plunk down another granary right here. Months, okay. It's a land force, so this is good. So let's go ahead. We will add another Bravo there. That way I have an anti-dum-dum maneuver moment. Oh, 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 oh. I learned a thing. All right, just a second. I gotta throw up the break screen because whatever prompted this, I was just for giggles, Was just perusing. God, what was it? Something about Pharaoh Cleopatra stuff. I think it was with Gamers Ag. I found this video that I just posted the link to. Thing that the content creator called ditch roads, basically using a glitch so as that the ditches and roads, how like right here, how this road and ditch right here intersects, but basically do roads still have the ditch be straight, but essentially allow the guys to go along the road. What did I realized, wait a minute, did I do the thing back? No, I didn't. So anyway, as I was trying to say, you got the road going across the ditch right here, this intersection, and is that not going through the way it should? Come on. I hate when. There we go. Whatever reason, my laptop was being laggy. Anywho, um, the intersection of this road and the ditch. Basically, you set up the road and ditch in just the right manner, and so basically the ditch itself is straight, but you have a whole bunch of crossings like this. So it'd be one right here, where normally you couldn't do that. And so basically, it would allow me to, instead of having to do something like this, excuse me, felt good though. Excuse me again, still felt good. Basically, instead of having to do something like that, I could, have a two-space. I could literally cram more farms in, and it works for both land and floodplain-based farms. So it would quite literally be a means of acquiring such a thing. So, currently we could feed, it's almost 17,000 people. If I were to get, we're not gonna, if we go long, we may be able to. I was thinking, why is that like that again? Oh, wait, marshland. Duh. I think, yeah, marshland. Duh. So basically, we could squeeze all these guys and these guys down into a tighter space. Still have road access, still have ditch access for irrigation. Basically, we could make stuff work. All right, what we needed to do. We need to get more people into town. That's part of the reason why we're doing the food stuff here, the granary, so we can get better food distribution. Another thing we need to do is also entertain our people. So, I'm going to put a pavilion here, bandstand here. Here's another good purpose for this area. Out of the way, merchant caravan. You empty grain. Wunderbar. 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 All right. Gonna go ahead here. Set this guy to empty since we now got a storage yard down here. Oh my goodness. I obviously wasn't paying attention to stuff. We now have a surplus of workers. All right. So one of the things we can do, let's see here. Yeah, I'm exporting fish. So let us further enhance our fish industry. Let us make more fish. We need fish. Lots of fish. Lots of fish. Yes, even this area shall be taxed. Okay. Just for logistical purposes, what we'll do, I'm going to rearrange stuff here. Go. All right. All right. Put another pair of fishing wharves there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, recount 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I miscounted. That's why. That's why I was going. Huh? God, gosh darn! That's got me thinking about villagers and villager traders going. Huh? 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 All right. So, up a warship wharf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's actually do it like that. It's a straighter in this case. Less crookedy stuff is better. Put a couple of, knowing I'm gonna need this stuff later. Let's future proof. Future proofing. Block there. While I'm thinking about it. Is that enough room? I don't think. No, definitely not enough room. do need to eventually, of course, get started on building up our monuments here. We have, of course, the Caesareum, and right here, that's what this guy right here is, of course, going to be. Then our other little bit, we're going to install them right down in here, is going to be our second sandstone mausoleum. Excuse me. So, with that being said, what we need to do, we'll go ahead and use plumb off these guys. Or at least as a start, we will plumb off those guys. Actually, smarter, work smarter. Well, wait a minute. Duh. Overthinking, of course. Normal, naturally, I'm overthinking. All right. Expose. Oh, anti-dum-dum. Anti-dum-dum. First, roadblock anti-dum-dum. And we need to set these, because of course we can only accept so much marble. We're going to need, of course, more sandstone versus marble for, the mausoleum. Actually, that's a good idea. To help improve our overall economic efficiency, we'll have these 10 store yards get sandstone. Oh, good thing I checked. It was like, wait a minute, did I do the last guy, or was that the second to last guy? Sandstone, and come on. There we go. There we go. All right. Police station. Carry. Position. Tax boy. Want to get just a little bit more housing in this area. Let's come over here. And put a pair of storage yards. 2 will be, of course, for marble. The other 2 will be, of course, for sandstone. We'll put the marble, we'll put the closer to here. These 2 will be our sandstone, and then these 2 will be our marble. There we go. Let's go ahead here. Where did I put? Good. Just want to know stuff there. See, I'm at the point I could, in theory, not collect taxes, but I still am. But yeah, it's essentially pocket change. I'm getting a lot more out of the exports and all that. That's part of the reason why, of course, was opening up the remaining of 4 docks. So let's go ahead. Marble, sandstone. So let's see here. You are, that's buyer. Let's go ahead and have you get max on buyer. That way we can have that stuff come through. Look at that. They are, there they go. We've had our first sandstone delivery, and we are now transferring it. Okay, so. Alright, pottery. We can import. I don't remember. Oh, that's right. Okay, I couldn't remember if we could import clay. I was like, let's see. Let's see. Can we import clay? The answer, nada. So, what we are going to do, I do know that we can bring in gems. So what we're going to do is make a little bit of a road change here. Impart a safety net for these storage yards, whilst retaining this roadblock right there. Going to move our gems right here. Move them out of the way. Open up that pottery location. I mean that storage yard as a pottery location. There we go. Ah, it's 115,000 pottery. I couldn't remember what the max level was, so. That's right. Oh, we're already above. That's good. Time boss are amiable. So let's go ahead here. These guys obviously need some religious access. We'll just plump down a temple to Ra there. Come on, give me the one I want, which is Ptah. Out of the way, dude. Ah! Ah! Multi-dum-dum. Taking out too much. I'll gladly take it. We'll put a temple up there to Ra. And the rest will be here to bust. So as that, we can make sure to keep her happy as well. Of Of course, that's part of the reason why this area is set up the way it is so that we can be able to get in additional temples to Ptah, Ra, Bast, etc. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me again, but both times still felt good. Ramp up our pottery, not pottery, beer production. Seriously, bloody fire marshals, not doing your idiot infrastructure. How could we not have all of our guys join there? They just got washed over by the flood, the inundation. These guys obviously did not get the order to get max, or I forgot to make sure that they got the order to get max. All right. Let's go ahead here. Just using the fire overlay here to quickly check some stuff out. Infrastructure. Think of all the things you guys could be doing right now is patrolling areas where you're supposed to be. Of course, with random walkers, they will, shall we say, walk randomly. Take advantage of the situation here. Let's move this guy. I'll move him over here. We're going to keep up our high number of reed collectors, but we're going to we're going to get rid of these two guys eventually. And hopefully we might be able to essentially, quote, reinstall them up here near to the reed gatherers. But that's all future troops problems. Okay, for these asps right here, what we're going to do, we're going to adjust their containment a little bit. So as that we can have, for our assorted walkers heading out of the city, they can just, far more easily do this. Definitely have enough room to maneuver there now. All right, what we're going to do now, let's head over here. All right, let's go ahead here. We're going to plump down a couple transport wharves. And then, one thing I know I got to do is pull open wood. We'll have that get up to half the yard, so as that we will have a much closer source of wood for our carpenters, so when it comes time for them to do the business of building stuff up, we'll have that ability. Beer. One of the very good challenges of this particular mission is the fact that we can only import pottery. We cannot import clay. So that makes being able to produce pottery, which of course does, just helps the city out in general. Doing that sort of thing just makes life a little bit harder. Just basically, I'm just trying to get some stuff built up while we get started on our monuments. Position or mortuary. Okay. Put a position right there. Meantime, let's further rev up our city's industrial might. Pry off that roadblock. Jula. Ziz. Another storage yard here. This guy will accept flax. Excuse me, but that felt good. Come on. Get out of the way. Thank you. Let's go ahead and put in a road right here. With a little bit of employment access. Get out of the way, hauler. Thank you. Put up the Archie and Archie post and fire hooves in those little bits right there, so as that we can help keep an eye on those guys. Let's go over here to our commerce overseer here, so we can start getting Set max on marble imports. Go ahead and put up a local luxury goods right there. Shows that we can hold some stuff in there. And now we just, just slowly wait for things to happen. We're going on a plan. We're holding steady. I won't worry about building up anything from right now. We'll just go into super speed. Oh, hello. And say we can do this. Let's make some money. We'll keep a supply of 800 luxury goods on hand so as that we can make sure that we have enough to meet Rome's request for luxury goods. Sorry about being quiet there, guys. I had to go stretch a little bit because hello. Kyrene needs aid. Let's go ahead and save. Perform an anti-dum-dum save. Let's see here. Dispatch our archers again. Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, gotta stretch. Gotta stretch. How are we doing over here? Excuse me. Blocks of granite too. Almost there on the oh. There you go. I like seeing that. How to okay. I'm just going to set up a little node of people right there. Oh, hello. Now officially short on workers. Just now noticed. Well, fortunately, we can do something about that. So, let's do something about that, shall we? We lost money last year, of course, but we are slowly that massive amount of importation of wood that really caused me to get shot in the roots with all that timber coming in. That's what really killed me, financially speaking. How are we doing down here on our... Oh, we're holding up. We're holding up. Why don't you have employees? Of course, I have so much food production. It's absolutely frickin' ridiculous. Let's go ahead here. We'll set up a pavilion for these guys over here. And a bandstand right there. We can also put some down over here too. But that's Future Tree's problem. Let's go ahead over here. Come over here right quick while I'm thinking about it. And yes, I do. Come on. Thank you. And yes, I do think. Let's see if I can't put a conservatory. Rats! Well, I could if. Let's see here. I need to do. Let's wait for this asp right here and this square to move over. Because right now he's being a pain in my asp. There he goes. Aha! Yes! That's using your brain place there, tree. I said I wanted a juggler school, not a conservatory. There. All right. Let's make let people have some nice pay there, eh? What I'm gonna do for that to happen there, get rid of those guys, because what I want to do is build up the mausoleum sandstone supply, of course. Because, of course, part of the challenge of building a mausoleum is you need the initial 250 blocks plus 256 more blocks to actually build the thing. And I kind of want to, well, suffice to say, get a little bit more of a sandstone stockpile before we do more building. All right. Now, let's see here. Let's start getting our well-to-do district here, or at least this part of our well-to-do district. more powered up, as it were. I'll move this courthouse right here, so as that we have a little bit more building room in the area. We're going to go ahead and in place an order for this storage yard to get up to half the yard worth of linen, because it's going to be needed. And now we're also going to need some dentists. So I will put a dentist right there. And what we're going to do, or rather, I should say, part of what we're going to do, so we're going to start to build up our next area. Let's do another anti-dum-dum save, and this time we're going to switch over to Charlie. Alexandria, first Charlie. Pry off that roadblock. Shoot one right there. Deploy Pharaohs. Archipost. Police station. Apothecary. A physician orifice. Water supply. Taxman. Now this time, something different. One of the alternate ways of doing stuff here. Get out of the way, guys. Don't need no wandering workers down here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This way we can have more of the religious access on the inside and don't have to worry too much about building temples on the outside. All right. So now, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, better idea. Instead of counting from there, what we can do, or a thing we can do, let me get rid of this road right there. Come on. Don't be a dum-dum tree. There we go. Of course, going to help our city out by bringing in lots of people, which with which we can start to make lots of money. going to leave that as a spur road. We're actually going to bring this right here because it's more in line. And now we're just going to let people... Oh, 10K people! Actually, that's an idea. There we go. Population's still coming up. Just trying to see where I might be lacking taxation here. Pathetic. Oh, well, it's starting to get to the point where we're going to have to worry about him. Well, that's part of the benefit of the design here is allows us to replace the statues in this area right here and these guys right here, or in this case, since this is open area, in place totally temples to the gods, so as that we can make that bountiful benevolent blessings 3B happen. How many people? Just 20,000 people. Well, almost 21,000 people essentially. So we can use more of this area as need be to get in more people. So we still have a decent chunk of farmland here, a little bit here, some here, a small amount here, small amount here. Some that's, of course, not occupied by our forts. I don't give a darn about this particular area in terms of the forts. Just now notice, at least on this particular mausoleum, the scarab design right here. Alright, what we're going to do is a little bit of a helper thing. A little bit of self-help. Going to take 6 of our sandstone storage yards and permit the other guys here to start to fill up. Because that will, of course, help us out. Oh, jeez. Basically permit our other guys here to fill up a little bit more easily. And now that these guys are a little bit fuller, we can go ahead here and... Yeah, don't want copper. Excuse me, but it felt good. 206 blocks on sandstone. That's not doing too bad. Alright, let's go ahead here. Let's do another anti-dum-dum save. While I'm thinking about it, just for the giggles. Just for the giggles. Oh my... Ah! I was obviously not paying attention, like I should have. Totally let these guys evolve without any regard to their development. A department of dum-dum sort of thing. Department of duh. Okay. Alright, so let us go ahead and place the order here for luxury goods. And exports must now exceed anything over 2,000. Out of my way, guys. I know some of you are destination versus walkers, but still, out of my bloody way. And just to future-proof, put a Temple to Ra right there. I love, like I said, this is one. I know it's a what the? You empty a fish? Don't want fishing you, son. Okay. Let's go ahead here. We should be able to put in a zoo right. Yes! Hooray! Huzzah! Figure with that, even though they're somewhat proximal to each other, I figured that the wandering nature of the walkers from both of the Senate houses and libraries I just emplaced they'll be able to cover our stuff here. So, knowing that we need to further expand our city's population to, in part, help support our guys right there, our well-to-do folks. We will set up some granaries here for food distribution. It's not merely, of course, to our immediate benefit. Jeez Louise, stupid water delivery people. It also is, of course, to our denizens' improvement as well. Knowing that these guys are soon going to need religious access, we're going to go ahead. Come on. Our house, and then we'll put up 4 temples to Ra, because we know that Ra is starting to get to the point that even though we have a temple complex to him, we need to make sure to have that additional buff, as it were. Idiot. Guys. Oh my goodness. Alright. Say. I'll make sure that this guy's desirability is maxed out. Switch this over to importing because yeah. So tire, they sell incense. Gaza also sells incense. But Kadim, Puent, incense. Gnosis. Gosh, where is it? Marble. Athens. There we go. Athens. 1. Yes, 1. Alright, so what I'm going to do, as an employee saving measure, we're going to go ahead and cease importing gems, because between Athens and our 3 incense sellers, we'll have the 2 luxury good types we're going to need in order to be able to have our elite housing here do their stuff. Can't have that. Jeez Louise, I hate. Gosh darn it. I gotta have you temporarily decommission so that we can have. There we go. Of course, it's that Senate House right there that's not being too helpful. Hey, why aren't you growing? Oh, let's fix that, shall we? Seriously? Seriously. Ta-da! Oh, oh my goodness, that really did take a bite out of my stuff. Idiot infrastructure! Stupid stuff. Just gotta love it when stupid infrastructure just says, I'm not gonna do my job even though I know there's something flammable over here. Okay. Need to put up a bazaar over here. $1,700 more people. I'll take them. Excuse me, but it felt good. Go and put in a couple guys here to help with the entertainment needs. Oh, wait, did I? Where is it? Ah, yeah, look, right here. This is the thing I was talking about earlier with the road thing. And not to want to, I want dance school. That's that. Income from taxes is now more or less on par with city exports. As these guys continue to evolve, we will, of course, have them be able to produce some more income. Oh, you know what it is? It's the stipple to Pata. He doesn't have road access. Duh! Ta-da! And there. Oh, duh! Dum dum. Dum dummage. All right. Okay. Let's see here. I just realized a dum dum maneuver. Okay. What we're going to do. Put a road thusly. Pause. Anti dum dum. Impart anti dum dum. Chickpeas. Gave meat. Overlays. Administration bazaar access. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we are going to peruse our bazaars in this area. We are going to order them to not buy luxury goods, beer, luxury goods, game meat, and chickpeas. They can buy beer. I just don't want them buying stuff that will that will suck away resources from our well-to-do area. Because these, are, of course, are going to be our most proximal bazaars in that regard. And I don't want them getting stuff I don't want them to get. So by ordering them to not get those goods, it'll save this area, save some grief in this area. Or hopefully help save some grief in this area. Look at that. We've actually got a little bit of a stockpile of reeds. Look at that. We're going to open up, for the moment, just one more papyrus maker. So that we can put that little bit extra papyrus into papyrus reeds into production to become papyrus. I'm gonna go ahead here. Let's set up a pair of bazaars. How we're doing on a... Oh. Yeah, we were actually at employment. Taxes in exceed exports. This is, when I can really start to get something like this going. So we can finally, let's go ahead here. We'll do that. And so now the real fun can begin. Let's go ahead here. Oh, good. Looks like we're doing very good. So let's see how much. Okay. Okie dokie artichokes. Gonna do now is actually a smart idea. What we'll do. No, you guys don't get to wander. Except. One, two, three. Just a second here. I was just doing that to give myself an idea of stuff here. Yes. That will do nicely. Oh, I forgot to set chickpeas and game meat to import. Duh! Went to the trouble of setting aside stuff for that. And guess what? Duh! Excuse me, but it felt good. Oh! That guy needs to be permitted space to evolve. See, Raw's not doing too happy, so let us tap into one of our areas over here. Going to set up just dum-dum. Whole bunch of temples to them. Please don't smite us, Raw. Please don't smite us. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a bit. Oh, that's okay. That is a frickin' okay. One, 2, 3, 4. allows me to put in a large statue right here, or several large statues for desirability offset versus this group here of storage yards. All right, let's see here. Two, three, four. One, two, three, three. Yeah, we'll do a smaller guy right there. That because of course not Scribble schools, dance schools are a little bit undesirable. We do need still some room to be able to operate stuff. So go ahead and put a statue there as an additional safety factor. Okay. It's 2, 16, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, that's 3. Nah. That'll be good. Don't want that. One, two, three, 4, 5. Wunderbar. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will have to do some adjustments. It's okay. Totally fine. Put another statue in. Come on. Right there, so that we can help keep that going. Taking a look here at the time, guys. Let's go ahead. I know it's a little bit early. Let's go ahead and take an early break. I, for one, need to go use the little trees room. So yeah, guys, go ahead and everybody stand up, stretch, go get something to eat, go get something to drink, use the restroom. See y'all here in a few minutes. Okay, guys, tree is back. Let me finish getting settled back in here. So, with this, of course, this new area, we are going to be having to, of course, make ourselves far stupendously rich in terms of our city's wealth. God, I wish I could have 128.2k worth of money IRL, but alas, alas, it cannot be right now. All right, so let's go ahead here, and we will do a road like this. I will put a pavilion right here. Put up some infrastructure, some firehouses to start. And followed by archiposts, police stations, and a couple of apothecaries. All right. All like that. But we, of course, also need some stuff over here. Stupid idiot infrastructure. I'm going to put in another statue right there. Let's see. Will I be able to... Good. Wunderbar. And a pair of firehouses. Archiposts. Police stations. Apothecaries. I'll make sure with stuff in this area, we'll put a statue there. Archiposts. Stupid freaking infrastructure. For whatever reason, I just started thinking about time when Tree Dad, Tree Bro, and I 15,000 people. Tree Bro, Tree Dad, and I and Tree Mom, of course. We had to go to one of my cousin's weddings. He was getting married. And we had to go to Missouri to go to the wedding to Herman, Missouri. As that's where the wedding was take place. It's part of the Amish country of Missouri. And also wine country for Missouri. Oh my God. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice, gentle rolling hills. All that sort of jazz. It was very much worth the trip. I have to get in touch with the particular relatives from that trip. See how they're doing. I know that my cousin who got married, they and their partner have several kids. As a result, occasionally, we check in on him every now and then, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's so far as I know, they have a couple kids. Dum-dum. Pause. Further anti-dum-dum. Actually, that's a good idea. save a few workers, put up only one storage yard. A little bit of a cheapskate with the amount of workers I got, but I'll take it. All right. Let's go ahead here. Six blocks. What are you complaining about there, son? Can at least do a little bit of something here to help ease that unemployment. Yeah, part of me wants to go back to Herman and at some point. I'm not sure exactly when I might do that, but it was a very beautiful country. One of the things I've wanted to do, I've talked about writing. Let me get you guys a link to the Herman. I think there's a Herman Visit Herman website. All right, they do have a Herman. There is a Visit Herman website. There it is. But it was, it's like I said, it's historically German. I know that there's, to my recollection, I think there's still like a German, like an Amish / Mennonite German community out in that part of Missouri. I'll have to double check to make sure I'm not speaking out my butt. But I was of course there for the wedding of my cousin and all that, and the town itself, was a very, very quaint location. Very, very quaint. It's got that very much got that historical sense of stuff. I'll go ahead and decommission those guys. Decommission that road. And I probably wouldn't spend, like how I've last year I went to, as part of my Colorado trip, went to Durango for a couple days. This year I'm planning to go to Colorado Springs for a couple days. That's probably what I would do is if I ever finally got myself to getting around to going to Herman again, but on my own, it would probably just be for, like a couple days. I might take if there's like a late, I usually take a vacation sometime in November. I might take a couple days to a couple days worth of trip, because I could get there I could drive there within a reasonable amount of time. It wouldn't be like driving from Treelandia to Durango. It'd be a 12+ hour trip. So, like I said, I'd probably just spend a couple days there. Be more of not just merely to get out of Treelandia and get somewhere a little bit more quaint, somewhere historical, but just to, relax. And all that sort of jazz. see how we're doing on pop. Employment's holding up. Quite literally up. All right, let's go ahead here while our two monuments are being worked upon. Let's go ahead here. Make sure to excuse me. Excuse me again. But both times it felt good. Yeah, both times it felt good. See what do we have on? Oh, jeez, Louise! I'm literally shooting myself in the roots by doing this. Let's impose a 1200 retention for linen. My canopy was just going. Okay, let's go ahead here. Let's plump in some bazaar action. Put a bazaar right here, too. One over here. Temples to the gods. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to. I mean, that was many, many years ago now. And, just one of the things I looked it up afterward. There's what's called the Rails to Trails program. Basically, an historic railroad alignment that, for whatever reason, usually profitability reasons, to my understanding, is abandoned by the railroad, whatever railroad that is. And in the case of that part of Missouri, there is a formal alignment of the MKT, the Missouri Kansas Texas Railroad, better known as the Katy, and from KT, KT. Oh, hello. And the it's been transformed into what is essentially a hiking trail. I don't know all the details. I know it goes from let's see, what is it? I know it goes from somewhere in St. Louis to somewhere near Kansas City, as I recall. Let me see here. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember exactly where it starts and terminates on either end of Missouri, so. There's a thing here from Missouri State Parks. There's some info from the Missouri State Parks website. And there is here's the Bike the Katy Trail, which apparently also includes some of the former alignment stuff of the Rock Island, or the Rock. St. Charles, as I remember, that is part of the St. Louis area. Oh my God, Herman's! I forgot that. Herman's located along the Katy Trail. That's probably why I was remembering that, or some hazy memory of that. Located at. I might have to see if I can't maybe talk to Trinidad about that. Maybe we can go back to Missouri and you know, I would probably just want to. I know that he does a lot of biking. I've done biking myself. Maybe he might be interested for one of the. If I go for like say maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe I can have him come with, and that way we can find somewhere to put in for a I know that the time that we were there we used a rentable house for for guests and all that. Somebody it was, I forget what the name of the place, but it was a lodging that people could rent out and all that. Yeah. And please, I need water. Let's go ahead and put in not only a physician but a water supply. Let's go ahead here. Pavilion. Oh, that's an idea. Another juggler school. 2 roads, road of 2 blocks like that. Conservatory. Yeah, let's put the conservatory there. I don't want a zoo. Want a except dance school. That might be something that Tree Dad might be interested, because for me personally, it's like I've done a decent amount of biking at times, and it's not that I wouldn't want to bike part of the Katy Trail. It's just that I would prefer, like going and visiting some of the, like I said, I love history. For me, it'd be more going to some of the historical sites and doing that sort of thing. Let's go ahead here. Let's get some of these burial provisions dispatched. We'll just leave the gems unfinished for now. Should literally move that. That's, of course, literally shot myself in the roots doing that. I'm going to go ahead here. Let's import more marble. Just to anti-dum-dum. I would rather err on the side. Of course, I won't be able to get all that price back, all that money back, but at least we can, in theory, get some of it back. We have a lot of unemployed. But yeah, for me, it would be, like visiting some of the museums in Herman. And of course, getting to go out, like say, like I know that part of the town, a significant part of the town is very near the Missouri River. It's like on a bluff right above the Missouri, as I recall. This of course, this thing that I went to it was many, many years ago. And so yeah, it's like part of me wouldn't, like spending a couple hours, like say if in one of the parks, like just, in the shade of some fellow botanical brethren, just, getting to, just look at the scenery and just, read a book. Like I've talked about reading, just sit down. And that is part of why I've loved going on the trips I've done. It's getting out and doing something different. I know that a fair amount of my vacations that I take are staycations, mostly trying to rest and all that. But at the same time, getting, saving up that money to go on a trip is always wunderbar. Alright, you guys need to be taxed, so let's put some of these unemployed peeps to work, shall we? See, you are a police station, so we're going to move you. Managing money, of course. So one thing I've been doing, I will admit, is I've been playing Prison Architect off cam, off stream sort of stuff. I know we've done like seasons of it, and PA2 was originally going to be a thing before Paradox and Double 11 had their falling out. Part of me still finds that sad, but what happened happened. I'm thinking here, and yes, I do think that let's go ahead here. Wunderbar. Do here is get some let's get some more people here employed. Just a sec, guys. Sorry about that. Needed to stretch. But yes. I would just, part of me just wouldn't mind, being able. I wish, honestly, part of me really wishes, honestly, I could have the financial acumen to really just be able to do far more in terms of investing. To be able to successfully invest so I don't have to work a more traditional job. But as I've said, I'm always, to a high degree, a very pragmatic sort when it comes to getting stuff done as best I can. And for me, having the ability to even go occasionally on vacation, on a very, granted, yeah, it'll be expensive. It has been expensive the few times I've gone to Denver. And I'm thinking that for this upcoming year, 2027, I'm thinking I just might do something, make my usual, what has become my May vacation, do just something. If I do anything next year, I'm thinking that I'm just going to do something a little bit more closer to home if I do go out anywhere. Mostly because, of course, IRL stuff and, saving money. That way I could do more investing, but other stuff like that. So, let's see. We're going to need to import some granite. Yeah. I just wish I could, do better financially, but unfortunately, with the way things are right now, that's not as much of a option as I would like. Idiot infrastructure. I will admit, having a sucky job beats having no job. And, like I said, I know full well what it's like to have no job. That's, of course, why I started streaming. To at least try to do something productive. As I was trying to, wait for a job to come through. And, like I said, I feel that content creation is honestly my calling. It's it's not an easy thing to do. Anybody who is a content creator will tell you it is nowhere near easy. It just, at times it's just, send out social media posts, you prep your stuff, whatever game you're going to do, pull up your broadcasting software, pull up your browser, pull up your chat, all that jazz, send out social media posts saying, hey, I'm live, come here. And do all that jazz, and then, play the game, interact with chat. That is nowhere near easy. And, try to do it for, at least several hours, in some case, multiple hours. If you do like a 6-hour stream, that's, 6 hours that you gotta, make sure that you take your breaks, stay hydrated, use the restroom, get something to eat. Make sure, you're still doing your game stuff, blah, 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 blah. It is not frickin' easy. Because you've got so many hedge apples in the air, you can have like the equivalent of 15 or 20 or 25 hedge apples in the air, and you're juggling all of them. You're literally, even for me, if I were able to juggle, trying to juggle 25 hedge apples, that would be, it is very mentally taxing. Being a content creator can be very mentally taxing. But for me, the reward of being able to share my experiences with you guys. Give you guys something to watch. Totally worth it. Because of course it is. I honestly, I don't make any money off streaming. Whether it be here on Twitch or the content creation I do on YouTube. This is a net, overall, it is a net loss. You want to know something? Still worth that net loss. Why? Because, I get to do something. I get to do something fun. I get to show. That was part of my motivator. I get to share my gaming experiences with you guys. You get to see, some of the games that I love. As I've said many times, Pharaoh Cleopatra here was Minecraft before Minecraft was Minecraft for me. And I would, I love, having done it for the year-ish we've been doing it, because of course, IRL stuff has at times stopped me from doing streaming on for CBS, City Building Saturdays. It has still been fun. Nice little trip down memory lane. Let's go ahead here. I think we're gonna, let's go build up some more farms, huh? Idiot. Infrastructure. Carry. Let's get some more farms going here, guys. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, I would rather at least feel like I'm doing something special for you guys, at least by trying to be live as much as I possibly can. And like I said, I have to take care of myself. That's why the last couple weeks I've been wanting to do Age of Mythology Retold, but unfortunately IRL has just been sort of thing. And this, trying to achieve, that stuff is not easy. Hopefully, today, I know Saturday, today, I just, it's been one of those Saturdays, trying to get some extra rest in, partly because, it's a day off work and all that. But other, having to do stuff here at home for whatever reason, or I had to take a call with tree parents. Oh, jeez. Why, Rome? Why? Why'd you have to interrupt the conversation? Just, having to, deal with some IRL stuff, just like, excuse me, but it felt good. Let's see here. Ooh, that's an idea. What we're going to do. Put these guys a little bit, some of these guys here a little bit closer. Yeah, it's just, definitely sucks. Let's see here. What we're gonna do. This is just help spend the time to make sure our monument gets worked on. The Caesarium. Idiot infrastructure. Come on. Thank you. I love that idiot infrastructure, guys. Just these guys going, I'm not gonna do a thing because even though I know I have to do this thing, I'm gonna go do this other thing that is totally irrelevant because one of my buddies just checked on it and I'm just gonna go ahead and check on it again. All right. Let's start working on putting some of this unemployment to work, shall we? While we're waiting for monumental stuff to be worked upon. You know, it's kind of to go dig it for the video, but there's it was early mid March, early sometime early last month, early February that one of the people who's I'm not sure if they are how active they are on the Heist Discord, but They went to one of the trains that Rio Grande Southern number 20 pulled in Durango on the Durango and Silverton. The YouTube channel is the female Foma. Fomer, of course, is originally being more of a derogatory term for train fans, and basically calls back to the oh, there's the video, the days of steam, when you haven't properly treated one's water, and in the boiler it's the water, instead of being properly boiling, it foams, sort of the a preliminary step to boiling, as it were. There is the link, because I had to get rid of the timestamp on it from when I last left off on it. Anywho, there's a section most of the decent chunk of the way in where two separate scenes, and Heist is doing a little bit of trolling. In the first, RGS-20 has just gotten back to Durango, and she's being backed into the Durango roundhouse facility after the day's operation. And, you know, camera view of in the shop, 20's being backed into the location, and then Heist leans in, looking at the camera, momentarily glances at 20 being backed in, and then glances back to the camera and says, "Trains." And then one of the nearby hotels, God, what was that? I'm momentarily blanking out. Anywho, Heist ordered a piece of cheese, and so I commented, I was like, Mark, when not doing his totally unsussy train stuff, is busy being a troll. So, as him leaning into the camera shot with 20 being backed up, and says, "Chains." And of course, later on is at the whatever the place they're at, I ordered a piece of cheese. Gosh, Tree could go for some cheese right now. Could go for some cheese. Cheese. All right. Okay, so we need some more jugglers. Well, we're also going to need dancers and musicians too, so we'll put that down. Let's come over here along the shoreline. We will, of course, deploy some stuff. To help ourselves out, because, of course, work smarter, not harder. Let's go and do another anti-dum-dum save while I am thinking about it. And I did not get anywhere near enough sleep like I wanted. Let's go ahead here. Double check that down here. Let's go and get a Senate House operating down here. Scribal schools and mortuaries there. Excuse me, but it felt good. Do I want to do what I want you to do there, son? There we go. Let's go ahead here. We're going to cease linen exports so as that we can better manage the amount of linen we have. Because, of course, between our existing well-to-do area and other demands for mortuaries, we need all the linen we can get our bloody paws on. Idiot infrastructure. Idiot infrastructure. If he's willing to go to sleep, guys. I don't want to have to worry about, picking back up for one little mission next week. I'm just gonna have to do what I can to power through. Oh my god, these guys. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. All right. Well, I guess it's a good thing we're able to rev up some additional papyrus production, because, of course, having suitable quantity of reeds is always a good thing. Ah, finally! We got the Caesarium finished. Alright. Let's engage the stockpile for the time being on the papyrus. To a few places of worship. Well, guess what? We can fix that. Still too frickin' fear jugglers in the say. Get rid of all you guys. Oh, not what I need. Do you see an infrastructure? There we go. There we go. There we go. All we need is the gems. Let's go. Let's go to anti-dum-dum save. We have our culture rating. We'll be able to move on to Actium. And we have wait till get my thing back. There we go. All we need to do is do that. All right. I'm going to quickly, so that I don't forget, so I don't get too distracted. I'm going to quickly go to the little trees room to do that, and so I will be back in a moment. I'll leave the stream up unbraked. So just a moment. guys. Sorry about that, but the opportunity to take care of oneself was very appealing. So, let us go ahead here. We now have finished all of our luxury goods. Let us hit that pause button. All right. Actium. Antony and Cleopatra. We have a population of 1K. Kingdom rating of 50. So, okay. So, let's go ahead here. We are going to donate to the city the 35,000K that we have been demons. We have, excuse me, been setting aside. Oh, yeah. Should have said that as Actium Prime. All right. So this, of course, is the final mission in Pharaoh Cleopatra. So, as is will be a thing. Okay, there's that. So we don't have too much that we can do here in Actium for either money making or resource gathering. We have, of course, have access to timber and fish. like that. Need at least a temple to raw. Come on. Gosh darn, I am wanting to go back to sleep so badly, guys. Literally going. Uh, uh, uh. All right. Come on. Okay. All right. Athens. 3. Open the bloody chain out. Yeah, I know I need a working dot game. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Wunderbar. Gosh darn, guys. Wish I weren't frickin' yawning so much. Wish I had access to that time, but I don't. Oh, Stuffing. um. However. Start it, guys. Me trying to keep myself stretched is at least helping, but still, you know. At least we've got 500 wood. Dispatch. Fishing wars here. Weapons. Be careful in this area. Partly because this is one of the landing areas. Excuse me, for Octavian's troops. Goodness, I was importing copper to make weapons. Which technically, by this time, many civilizations would have been in what we would call the Iron Age. Because, of course, it started off as the Stone Age, and then became the Bronze Age, and then the Iron Age. Because, of course, stone tools got superseded by bronze, which is an alloy of tin and copper, which is why, of course, we have copper in game here in Pharaoh Cleopatra, or at least in this state. Why we have it through most of the game, pretty much all the game, and of course, after that became iron. Just a sec. I'm gonna stretch, guys. Just a sec. Okay. Ugh. That feels better. Feels way, way better. Excuse me, but it felt good. I'm going to go ahead here, set up another granary. This one's only going to accept game meat. Just double checking some stuff here to make sure we get all our I's dotted and T's topped and X's crossed. I know it's usually I's dotted and T's crossed, but if you think about it, when you take a look at the letter tango, it's got a top to it. You know, you put your dash across the top of your what would be otherwise an I. So that's what, and of course you go across your slash to make your lower left to upper right slash with a upper left to lower right slash. So that's why I say, you know, I's dotted, T's topped, and X's crossed. Population we need, which is always good. $500. Yeesh! Yeesh! Let's do another save here while I'm thinking about it. That was a fat twigging for sure. Ain't want a fat twig key. Trying to push one and I get either the one I'm aiming for plus another, or I get the other, which was in this case, I got both. Just want to make sure I empty this guy. Sorry, my canopy was momentarily elsewhere. send off that wood. What we're going to do, take the opportunity here to just let some fish stockpile as an emergency thing because, well, stuff's going to be stuff. Let's set up another granary over here. Get some more housing in here for future stuff. Make sure we get it. By doing this save, hopefully we can make sure we can perform an anti-dum-dum maneuver. the enemy. Month. Okay. Sorry, fishing boys. We do not need you in active service for the time being. Hopefully, let's see up. Favor, everything is where we need it. Let's go ahead here. I'd rather have somewhat less unemployment than have to worry about a metric butt ton of unemployment. Just gotta love it when a warship gets trapped. Look at that. Silly thing. let's just save. Even though we were pretty much guaranteed victory, even though we could change something, but I'm not going to worry about it. 3, boom. All right. So we are officially, for the time being, we are done with this playthrough of Pharaoh Cleopatra. Albeit on Steam, of course. Our first playthrough many moons ago was on the disc version. But for the moment, we are done, and I think we're going to go ahead here because of how tired I freaking feel. I think no, don't worry there, Zach. We'll come back to Pharaoh Cleopatra in due time. In due time. Um, but we've been playing it for over a year, and so for next episode of City Building Saturdays, we will be we will get back to it. Don't worry, my dude. We'll get back to Pharaoh Cleopatra. But it's not the only city building game out there. We're gonna next episode we're gonna sally back to some classic City Skylines 1, do some stuff there. There has recently been some DLC. Yeah, they just dropped some new DLC, so I made sure to go out and get that. And so we're going to be giving that a little bit of a run. We've got some racing DLC, both automotive and person racing. I don't know all the details. That's what I remember off the top of my canopy. So, but yeah, it is. There'll be some few new things to try to play with. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end stream. As I've said, I am feeling bloody tired. So, um, we're gonna go ahead and end stream on this good bookmarker. So, for those of you not feeling up to a raid, but of course, I will make sure to get this video up over to YouTube. So if you're watching here on Twitch at twitch.tv/OsageOrange, please remember to go ahead and hit that follow button. If you are watching over on the YouTubes at youtube.com/OsageOrangeGaming, please remember to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications. Hopefully, sometime tomorrow, Sunday, we will have another episode of Titan Quest: The Loot Grind. Hopefully, sometime this coming week, Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever day or days, be able to get in some Let's Play Age of Mythology Retold. And of course, next Saturday, we are going to have another episode of City Building Saturdays, but again, as said, in City Skyline. So yeah, do appreciate everybody who's come out, and I hope to catch y'all in the next episode. Ta-ta for now.